Hey, what's up guys, Tanmay here for Simple Snippets, and this is the third video tutorial on C++ programming and fundamentals. So in this video tutorial, we are going to be talking about variables and data types. In the previous video tutorial, we saw our first program, that is the Hello World program, wherein we printed Hello World on the command prompt. So if you have missed that video, you can check it out. So let's start with our today's tutorial. Okay, so what are variables and data types in C++ programming language? I have written some theory about variables, so you can pause the video and read it. But then I'll try to explain variables in simple language. The word variable means an entity that takes up certain value and can change over the course of time. So that is exactly what a variable does in C++ programming language. So why would we need a variable? So imagine a program which takes up your age and tells whether you are an adult or a minor. So we need to create a variable, or we need to create some entity that would take up your value and check if you are under 18 or above 18. So that's where a variable can help you to hold that value. For example, when you input your age as 21, that value or the number 21 needs to be stored in your program, right? So a variable would hold that value and you can operate or perform operations on that value to determine whether you are a minor or an adult. So what a variable does is it provides you with a named storage. And by the word name storage, I mean you can name your variables the way you want. Well, we have to follow certain rules when we create a variable name or when you create a variable in C++ programming language, and we'll see what those rules are in a while. Okay, so let me just explain to you what happens behind the scenes when you create a variable in a C++ program that is executing or that resides in the main memory. So suppose we create a variable named x and it has a type as int. That is, it can store an integer value, say for example 5. Now we haven't really talked about data types and the way we create a variable, but just for the sake of this explanation, imagine that we have given our variable name as x and its integer type. So its data type is integer, that is, it will be storing only integer values. In this case, it is 5. So what happens is, your operating system allocates certain memory in the RAM to a variable and gives it a alias name, that is x. Well, alias name is sort of like a temporary name or a second name which you can give in C++ to a particular memory allocation area. So your RAM consists of sequence of bytes and you can store certain value, and whenever your program is executing, it usually resides in the RAM. So when you create a variable named x, it stores certain space and the number 5 is actually in this memory location. So if this one block of cell is of 1 byte, say for example when you create an integer variable, what your operating system will do is it will store 4 bytes of memory in the RAM and allocate it and with a name as x. So this entire 4 bytes is reserved for this variable and you can access it by the name x. Now this is a temporary storage space, so when your program actually finishes its execution and when you close it, it actually will clear out this memory. So it will be live only till the program is executing. Okay, so how do we create these variables in C++? We need to understand the concept of identifiers. Now the identifiers are actually that name that we give the variable, and there are certain rules and regulations when we create a variable name in C++ programming. Now only letters, digits and single underscore characters are valid when we create a variable name. Another rule that you have to consider when inventing your own identifiers is that they cannot match any keyword of C++ language. Now C++ programming language has its own reserved keywords which are used to perform certain tasks. So as you can see on the screen, I have mentioned certain keywords which you cannot use as variable names. Now I also told you that a variable has a particular data type in C++. A data type tells the program what sort of data will a variable hold. Now there are 3 different types of data types in C++, that is the built-in or the fundamental data types, the derived data types and user-defined data types. We just saw an integer data type which comes under built-in data type. So an integer or int data type will store only integer values, that is whole numbers. Then we have char as an integral type which will store only characters, that is alphabets A, B or C or something like that. Then we have floating type. Now floating type means suppose you want to store a number which has a fractional part. So in that case, the data type of the variable which would store such value would be float or double. And we also have a data type as void, which basically means that it has no data type. So let's see these built-in data types in detail. So we have the name and description in the first 2 columns of these fundamental data types, and the size and range that is allocated by the OS or the program in the memory. Now the size and range may vary according to the operating system and the architecture of the system. So you can just have a look at the sizes and range as well as the description. Okay, so enough of this theoretical part. Let's see a program wherein we'll create some variables and let's see how we can use them. Okay, so I have opened my Dev C++ IDE wherein I have created a file variable_example.cpp. So you can quickly go and create your own file as well. I recommend you to type in your code as well because that is the best way you can practice programming. So the first two lines are pretty much common and you've seen them when we created the Hello World program as well, where the first line says that we have to include the IOStream file, header file, which we will be needing if we want to perform input-output operations, that is if you want to print something on this command prompt. And the second line, using namespace standard, means that we are going to be using the namespace named standard, which has the definition of the keyword cout or the object cout. So let's create a variable, and the way we create a variable is we need to first write down its data type, then the variable name, and we have to end it with a semicolon. So I write int, which is the data type integer. I name my variable as x and give it a semicolon. Now this is called the declaration. So we haven't yet assigned any value to this variable. So let me just assign a value. So I'll assign x is equal to 5. Now what I'll do is I'll try to print this value on the command prompt. So I write cout, which is the object that performs output. So let me just print out the variable value on the command prompt. So I write cout, then an insertion operator, and in double quotes I'll write the value of variable x is, and in order to print the value of x, we again write an insertion operator and we write down x without the double quotes. So if you write down double quotes in this case, it will directly print the character x and not its value. So here we want the value of x to be printed on the command prompt. So let me just go ahead and compile this code. You can see processing C++ and you'll get the compilation results with 0 errors and 0 warnings. So just go ahead and click on execute and run. So as you can see, you have a command prompt and we have the output. The value of variable is 5. So as you can see, we assigned 5 to the variable x and we just printed its value as well. So if I change this value to 6, and again try to run this code, the output will be 6. The value of variable x is 6. So as you can see, this variable takes up multiple values according to what we assign it. So you can use them throughout this program and it can take up multiple values as per our operations. So if I declare another variable int y and I say y is equal to x plus 5. So I am performing the arithmetic operation of addition in this case. And since both the variables are integers, an arithmetic operation is possible. So what happens here is the value of x is 6 and we are saying 6 plus 5. So it will add 5 to 6, which will give us the answer as 11. And this answer 11 will be stored in the variable y that we just created. So let me just print out the value of variable y. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, the value of variable y is 11. Similarly, we can create different variables of different data types throughout our program according to our needs, and we can manipulate them and store different values so that we can use them to perform different operations. So that is the basic use of these variables, wherein we can store some value and perform operations on them. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope you understood the concept of variables, why we need variables in C++ programming language, and how we can use them to perform different operations. We also saw some different data types and we'll be creating variables throughout our programming tutorials, so don't worry, you'll understand them clearly in our further tutorials as well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you get notified when we upload the next video. Peace.